Hey everybody, this is Hillary Goldstein, Editor-in-Chief of IGN Xbox 360, here to give you a rundown of where to find all 30 Crystal Skulls in Ninja Gaiden 2. In the first part of Chapter 1, equip the Dragon Sword, jump, and do a heavy attack to reach the first skull on the rooftops. As you continue through the chapter, you'll take down some archers. Wall run up the tree with your back to the walkway that the archers were standing on, and you'll land on an awning. Follow this to a walkway, and you'll find Crystal Skull number 2 in the corner. In Chapter 2, as you swim up the river, look for a crystal skull on the riverbed. Dive down to grab it. In the later portion of Chapter 2, after busting through the wall, look for a crystal skull number 4 on the shelf with the chopped wood. In Chapter 3, look for skull number 5 at the very top of the staircase behind a gate. Midway through Chapter 3, wall run above the cavern to reach crystal skull number 6 on the far platform. In Chapter 4, you'll find the 7th skull on a balcony. Wall run along the left wall, then jump to the fire escape to land next to it. Later in Chapter 4, after jumping to the top of the shaft, climb the nearby ladder down to the ledge containing crystal skull number 8. In the latter portion of Chapter 4, start from the save point to grab skull number 9. Jump over the railing on the left to land on a support beam. Look down to spot a skull on the lower beam to the right. Jump diagonally toward it to claim your prize. At the beginning of Chapter 5, once on the bottom dock, cross over the water to a boat to find Crystal Skull number 10 inside. As you continue through Chapter 5, as soon as you go through this door, look for skull number 11 on the table to the right. Towards the end of Chapter 5, as you swim up the canal, look for a canal on your right just before you swim under the bridge. Swim to the bottom and you'll find skull number 12 in the corner. In Chapter 6, climb onto the roof above the water. Follow the right side to the opposite end, then look back to find skull number 13 on a ledge. In Chapter 6, when you pop outside, slice the rope on the guillotine to reveal skull number 14. Later in Chapter 6, enter the library and walk to the far left corner. Slash the books to find the 15th skull. As you work your way through Chapter 7, go to the control room and break the control panel to find skull number 16. Later in Chapter 7, look in the pile of destroyed electronics to find the 17th skull on the floor. In Chapter 8, after your attack through the windows, you'll find skull number 18. Just check in the left corner next to the building. Halfway through Chapter 8, as you leave the bell tower, you'll find skull number 19 in a nook on the wall. Continuing through the chapter, enter the train and look in the right compartment for Crystal Skull number 20. In the latter half of Chapter 8, before finishing the climb up the mechanism, look for the 21st skull sitting in the middle of a gear. In the beginning of Chapter 9, skull number 22 can be found strung along one of the rope fences on the right side of the huts. Halfway through Chapter 9, use tree branches to swing across the water to reach Muramasa's statue, next to which you'll find skull number 23. As you continue through Chapter 9, look on the edge of the lake to snatch skull number 24. At the end of Chapter 9, right before the boss battle, jump in the river and look for a single body along the bottom. In his hand rests the 25th skull. Midway through Chapter 10, use the walls to run across the chasm, then double back and upwards to grab skull number 26. As you continue on your way, you'll find skull number 27 just past the dragon. Jump down to your left to grab it. Halfway through Chapter 11, run around the side of the village and look behind the wagon wheel for the 28th skull. In the heavy forest area of Chapter 11, jump out of the water and attack the small wooden shed to reveal skull number 29. Near the end of Chapter 11, jump into the canyon and walk to the dead end to find the 30th and final crystal skull.